Welcome to the shadow frequency, where the veil between this world and the next grows thin, and the things that whisper in the dark are given voice. From the cryptic candlelit studios, deep in the Indiana forests, your host, Matt Wilson, and his spectral producer, Juniper Ravenwood, unearth the forbidden, the forgotten, and the fearsome. So, still your heart, dim the light, and listen closely. For once you tune into the shadow frequency, you may never tune out.
All right, let's see what nightmare filed itself on top tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, great. The map with towns that aren't on any modern GPS.
Oh, that's comforting.
Yeah, half of them are circled in red and one just disappeared.
Yeah, put it back immediately.
Gladly. What's this? A hospital wristband dated 50 years in the future.
Does it have a name on it?
Yeah, mine.
Yeah, we're skipping that one.
Agreed. Digging deeper.
Goodness.
Oh, here it is.
What you got, June?
Episode 286, Paranormal Hot Zone of Grand Tower, Illinois.
UFOs, creatures, shadow figures, one small river town where everything strange seems to gather.
Some places are haunted.
This one's a magnet. Let's open the file. Episode 286, Paranormal Hot Zone of Grand Tower, Illinois.
You are tuned to the shadow frequency, where every whisper tells a story from beyond the veil. Hosted by Matt Wilson. Produced by Juniper Ravenwood. With Chris Beach. The darkness continues.
Welcome back to another chilling dive into the unknown on the shadow frequency. Tonight we're heading to a sleepy river town in southern Illinois, Grand Tower. Perched on the banks of the mighty Mississippi amid towering limestone bluffs, this place looks like a postcard by Gay. But when the sun sets, the shadows come alive. Locals whisper about UFOs gliding silently over the water, strange creatures lurking in the timber, and energies that twist time itself. It's not just a one-odd event. It's a convergence zone where the veil between worlds feels paper-thin. Matt, what have you uncovered about this eerie hotspot?
Oh, Juniper, you've teed this one up perfectly. It's got all the makings of a paranormal feast. We're talking glowing orbs in the sky, shadowy figures in the woods, and that nagging sense that something ancient is watching from the river.
Oh.
I'll be pulling back the curtain on the bizarre happenings that have plagued Grand Tower for decades, especially that wild surge in 1973. Buckle up, listeners. This one's going to send shivers down your spine.
Sounds like we're in for a wild ride. The air already feels thicker just talking about it. Take it away, Matt. Lead us into the shadows.
Thanks for digging into the file cabinet and unearthing this gem, Juniper. You always know how to find the cases that keep me up at night. All right, folks, let's crack open this file here on the Grand Tower, Illinois, a quiet spot along the Mississippi River, framed by those massive limestone bluffs that rise up like ancient guardians. By day, it's peaceful, almost idyllic, with the river lazily rolling by and the town going about its business. But come nightfall, something shifts. The air gets heavy, the woods whisper, and the line between our world and whatever else is out there starts to blur. Picture this. It's the early 1970s, and Grand Tower is buzzing, not with tourists or industry, but with the unexplainable. The year 1973 stands out like a beacon in the paranormal world. That's when the floodgates opened. Reports poured in from everyday folks, farmers, fishermen, late-night drivers, who all saw things that defied logic. Let's start with the skies, because that's where so many of these tales begin. Witnesses described clusters of UFOs hovering over the bluffs, not just distant lights, mind you, but glowing orbs and structured craft, sometimes donut-shaped, silently drifting or darting across the night. One account from that year talks about a massive object lingering right above the Central Illinois power plant, as if it were drawing energy from the grid. It hung there, pulsating with an otherworldly glow before vanishing straight upward in a blink. Groups of them, too, 3 or 4 at a time, zipping in formation, then scattering like they were playing some cosmic game. But the weirdness doesn't stop up high. Down in the timber, along the riverbanks and dense forests surrounding the town, people encountered creatures that don't fit any wildlife guide. Tall, pale humanoid figures slinking through the trees, their skin almost luminous under the moonlight. Massive shadowy shapes that lumbered with unnatural grace, leaving behind footprints too big for any bear or cougar. Glowing eyes peering from the tree line, red, yellow, piercing stares that froze folks in their tracks. One local hunter shared a story of coming face to face with something he could only describe as a mud monster, covered in slime and fur, reeking of river muck and something fouler. It let out a shrill scream that echoed for miles like nothing from this earth. And it wasn't isolated. Multiple sightings in the area, including nearby Murfreesboro, painted a picture of these beings roaming the woods, perhaps drawn by the same energies pulling in the UFOs. Then there's the disorientation, the moments that make you question reality itself. Hunters out in the woods would glance at their watches only to realize hours had slipped away without explanation. Late-night drivers along the river roads reported hitting sudden walls of fog, emerging on the other side confused with their dashboards flickering and time lost. One couple parked near the boat ramp described lights rising from the Mississippi itself, swirling around their car. And the next thing they knew, dawn was breaking, with no memory of the night. Electronics went haywire too, cars stalling without reason, radios exploding into static that almost sounded like voices, phones draining in seconds during these encounters. It's like the whole area was charged, amplifying whatever forces were at play. And let's not forget the hauntings that weave through it all. Old buildings in town, riverside paths, and even homes plagued by shadow figures lurking in the corners, phantom footsteps echoing on empty stairs, whispers carried on the wind. At Devil's Backbone, a jagged limestone ridge that's been a landmark since the 1600s, people have seen a ghostly woman floating up the path, her cries mourning a lost love. She's tied to the old iron foundry that once stood there, a superintendent's daughter driven to despair. Nearby, Devil's Bake Oven, another rocky outcrop, has its own tales of spectral lights and uneasy presences. These aren't just random ghosts. They feel connected, like the land itself holds on to the past, refusing to let go. What ties it together? Theories abound, and they're as intriguing as the sightings. Those limestone formations, massive, ancient, could act as a natural energy vortex, channeling geomagnetic forces that attract the paranormal. Underground caverns riddle the area, possibly portals or hideouts for whatever lurks below. Some say it's an interdimensional thin spot where realities overlap, letting things slip through. There's talk of government interest too, with military bases upriver and whispers of monitoring along the corridor. Or maybe it's something ancient, awakened by the river's ceaseless flow. Native American legends speak of spirits in these waters, guardians or tricksters that never truly left. Listeners, imagine walking those bluffs at dusk, the river murmuring below and suddenly feeling eyes on you from the shadows. The activity in Grand Tower isn't a one-off. It ebbs and flows, surging every few years with new witnesses, new lights, new encounters. The town stays small, but the stories, they keep growing, pulling you deeper into the mystery. It's like the place doesn't just experience the paranormal, it invites it in. Phew, that river's got secrets deeper than the Mississippi itself. Makes you wonder what's watching us right now, doesn't it?
Absolutely chilling, Matt. I'm glancing out my window, half expecting to see glowing eyes through the dark.
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear more.
Plenty more where that came from in the second half. We'll dig into the theories and ongoing mysteries. But first, over to you, Juniper.
What a wild first half, folks. The Grand Tower energy is practically buzzing through the airwaves. We've got UFOs, creatures, and that eerie river vibe leaving us all on edge. Coming up, Matt dives deeper into what might be causing this paranormal hotspot, plus some thoughts that'll make you question everything. What do you think, listeners? Is it portals, ancient forces, or something else? Drop us a line. We love hearing your takes. Handing it over Chris now for a quick word.
Juniper, before we dive back in, to all our listeners, following and subscribing on whatever platform you use is hands down the best way to help the shadow frequency. We're on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Rumble, and all major podcast directories. Swing by shadowfrequencypodcast.com for full episodes, shadow blog companion pieces, merch, and our voicemail feature. Tell us where you listen from and you might make it on the show. Take it away, Juniper.
All right, time to fire up the spectral cosmic message materializer. Let's flip the switches. Let's see what spectral whispers it pulls from the ether. Here's a curious missive flickering through the void.
Message retrieved from the void.
Try to crack it open and uncover what our shadowy correspondents share here. All right, this one's got a cozy vibe amid the creeps. Perfect for a winding down. It reads, "Hey, Matt and Juniper and Chris, this is Ruth from Indiana, and I just wanted to say how much I love the show. It's become part of my evening routine when I'm winding down for the night. I usually listen on Pandora, and it's the perfect mix of creepy and comforting after a long day. I also wanted to tell you how much I enjoy the blog on your website. I often read through it after an episode to soak in more of the details, and I absolutely love the Shadow Frequency mug I ordered. It's my go-to cup now when I'm listening. Thanks for all the great stories and hard work you put into the show. Ruth in Indiana, relaxing with the shadows every night." Oh, Ruth, that's the kind of feedback that warms our spectral hearts. Love that the show's your go-to unwind ritual. Creepy yet comforting is exactly what we're aiming for. And shout out to that mug. May it always keep your brew as mysterious as our tales. Thanks for tuning in from Indiana. If you've got your own story sighting or just want to say hi, shoot us an email at shadowpodcast@protonmail.com. We read them all. Back to you, Matt, for the second half. Let's plunge deeper into Grand Tower's enigmas.
You are tuned to the Shadow Frequency, where every whisper tells a story from beyond the veil. The darkness continues.
Thanks, Juniper, and a big shout out to Ruth. Glad the show's hitting that sweet spot for you. Nothing like sipping from a Shadow Frequency mug while we unpack the unknown. All right, listeners, we're back in Grand Tower, that riverside enigma where the paranormal doesn't just visit, it sets up shop. In the first half, we scratched the surface with those 1973 surges, UFO clusters, creature lurks, and time slips that leave you reeling. Now let's go deeper, connecting the dots and exploring what might be fueling this hot zone. Remember, we're keeping the creepy atmosphere thick, but I'll toss in a little something to chew on rationally, just to balance the scales. Diving back into those creature encounters, they're not your run-of-the-mill Bigfoot tales. Eyewitnesses from the 70s and beyond describe tall, pale figures that almost glow, moving with a fluidity that's unnerving. One report from near the Big Muddy River, that ties into the nearby Murfreesboro sightings, paints a picture of a massive mud-slathered beast, 7 to 8 feet tall with light fur matted in slime and a stench like sewage mixed with decay. It let out blood-curdling shrieks that pierced the night, sending search dogs into a frenzy. Footprints found were huge, 3-toed in some cases, trailing off into the underbrush. And those glowing eyes? Red or yellow, staring with an intelligence that suggests these aren't dumb animals. Multiple groups spotted them. A couple parked by the river, teenagers in the suburbs, even police during investigations. The activity spiked in waves. 1973 was huge, but echoes in the 80s and beyond, with shadowy shapes still reported in the timber today. Shifting to the UFO side, those 1973 events were a spectacle. That donut-shaped craft over the power plant, witnesses said it hummed faintly, drawing sparks like it was siphoning energy before jets, possibly military, chased it off. orbs rising from the Mississippi, swirling in patterns that defied physics. One driver recounted lights enveloping his car, leading to missing time. He lost 2 hours, emerging disoriented with his radio fried and watch stopped. Electronics failing is a recurring theme. Phones dying, cars stalling mid-sighting, as if these phenomena suck the life out of tech. It's like the area is wired for disruption, amplifying whatever's crossing over. The hauntings add another layer, making Grand Tower feel like a full-spectrum paranormal buffet. Shadow figures in old homes, whispers along paths, and that ghost at Devil's Backbone. A woman in white, floating mournfully, her cries echoing lost love from the 1800s foundry days. Devil's Bake Oven nearby has its own spectral lights, bobbing like a will-o'-the-wisps. These aren't isolated. They intertwine with the cryptids and UFOs, suggesting a unified force. Underground caverns could be the key, riddling the limestone, perhaps hiding bases or portals. The bluffs themselves, with Tower Rock at the center, might channel natural energies, creating a vortex that thins the veil. Ancient Native American sites hit at something primordial awakened. Spirits or entities tied to the land's bloody history of massacres and forgotten battles. Government monitoring? Whispers of bases upriver, unexplained aircraft. Maybe they're watching because they know something's up. Now for that note of skepticism. Amid all this, some wonder if the 1973 flap wasn't amplified by mass hysteria. A few key sightings snowball. Folks misinterpret natural phenomena like swamp gas or aircraft, and suddenly everyone's seeing monsters. Eyewitnesses are reliable, but memory plays tricks, especially in the dark. Still, with police reports, footprints, and consistent details across decades, it's hard to dismiss entirely. Gives you something to ponder, right? But the eerie pull remains. The activity surges unpredictably. New witnesses emerging. The river eternally watching. As we wrap this half, imagine the Mississippi's murmur hiding secrets below. Grand Tower's mysteries endure, attracting the unknown like a magnet. Unresolved, they linger, waiting for the next surge. And there you have it. The shadows of Grand Tower refuse to fade. Leaves you with that chill, doesn't it?
Totally, Matt. That skepticism bit grounded it, but I'm still eyeing the corners of the room suspiciously.
Glad it sparked some thoughts. What a ride this episode's been. Thanks for exploring the unknown with us. Over to you, Juniper, for the sign-off.
What an episode, folks. We've journeyed through Grand Tower's UFO skies, creature-filled woods, and haunting shadows, leaving us all a bit more aware of the thin veil around us. Thanks for tuning in and letting us creep into your evenings. A huge shout-out to our listeners. Keep those stories coming to shadowpodcast@protonmail.com. And check out the blog and more at shadowfrequencypodcast.com. Join us next time for another dive into the strange. Matt, you want to say goodnight?
Sleep tight, everyone. Or don't. The shadows are always listening.
Until next time, stay in the frequency. Good night, Shadow Seekers.
This episode was conjured with a solemn vow to explore the unexplained while remaining bound to the truths that have been unearthed. All interpretations are speculative and offered only for your enlightenment and your entertainment.